So did you hear about the lady in Dallas, Texas, who was pulled over for driving in the carpool lane?
And she was, yeah, I know. I've heard about that one.
I think that's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
What?
She was driving in the carpool lane in Texas. That's important. And there was nobody else in the car with her. And she said to the officer, "I'm pregnant." And he said, "Well, I'm going to give you a ticket because you're not carpooling." And she said, "This is a state where it's considered a human being at conception. There are two of us in this car."
Boom, baby.
Yep. He still gave her the ticket, and he told her, "Go fight it. You're probably going to win."
Nice. Yeah. Hey, welcome back to our Stupid Reactions. It's recording.
I'm pregnant.
Ew.
Woof.
Have you seen it?
Have I seen what?
The new trailer for House of Dragons?
The new trailer? No.
The trailer came out for House of Dragons.
No.
We're watching it right now.
Yes. It comes out in August, doesn't it?
September. I think it...
Oh. Did they change it? I thought it was August originally.
Is it? I don't know.
Or was that...
No, August 21st.
It is August, yeah. No, September is the Lord of the Rings.
I hope
Okay.
I hope they're both great. But anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got House of Dragon. The trailer finally is here. Obviously, if you didn't know, we're big Game of Thrones fans. I was very, very disappointed, as was most people with the last season.
I was not as disappointed as he was.
You could go watch our live reactions to the last season.
Yep, every episode.
Those are the ones that some were blocked after months later.
Yeah, very strange.
Don't know why,
but whatever.
But anyways, a lot of fun. Big Game of Thrones fans. I actually have the Hand of the King.
Yep, right there.
Right there.
And I will get it eventually, but I have a Drogon that I'm going to be getting that I can't wait to get, but I'm way off.
I hope it's as good in terms of, as Game of Thrones, in terms of the feel of it, the writing.
Exactly. The story and the characters.
Obviously, obviously they've heard the major backlash of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, of course.
And so you would hope that they would learn. People don't just want big battles, okay? They want characters.
And they don't just want CGI.
Yeah. They want character-driven stories that make sense and are fulfilling.
The show became a hit before they had it's why they got the money.
Yep.
The reason they got the money to do the CGI is because so many people loved the show in its first 2 seasons, which was just story and character.
Yeah, when you have good battles, it's just the cherry on top. Like the Battle of Bastards was just a cherry on top, and it was a brilliant war scene.
Same with the visual effects for like all of the dragon effects and all of that. That's just that's
last season,
gravy.
Let's just do a bunch of
agreed
scenes and then do a Anyway, I'm not going to get on my high horse here. I'm very excited. Yeah, I hope it's really good.
Me too.
Let's get into this one.
He's afoot.
It's great.
Wonderful.
The dream. It was clearer than a memory. When I heard the sound of thundering hooves, splintering shields and ringing swords.
Oh, nice.
And I placed my heir upon the Iron Throne. And all the dragons roared as one.
I consider the matter urgent. That of your succession.
Well, who else would have a claim?
The firstborn child.
Rhaenyra. No queen has ever sat the Iron Throne.
The king has an heir, Daemon Targaryen.
I will not be made to choose between my brother and my daughter.
Just marry him.
Rhaenyra's succession will be challenged. Knives will come out.
You are the king. Your duty is to take a new wife.
I have decided to name a new heir. I'm your heir. War is
nice shot.
Do you think the Ram will ever accept me as their queen?
A woman would not inherit the Iron Throne, because that is the order of things.
When I'm queen, I will create a new order.
Your family has dragons. They are a power men should never have trifled with.
openly challenged her succession.
I am to inherit the Iron Throne. She will block my way.
Our hearts remain as one.
Our hearts were never one.
You can never imagine yourself on the Iron Throne.
Where is duty? Where is sacrifice?
Now they see you as you are.
I'm ready.
That looked good.
That looked good.
That looked really good. It looked like the same vibe as Game of Thrones, so
Yep.
carrying on that same feel and look, which is important for a sequel show that, I mean, a prequel, essentially, show that probably costed a shit ton of money.
Oh, yeah.
That they don't know
Yeah.
if it will be successful.
Exactly.
Obviously,
It's
they're
a big
hoping it will.
investment.
But man, did it look really, really good.
And it looked exactly as I was hoping. And we just mentioned before the trailer started, which was what we got. The majority of that trailer is dialogue and small stuff.
Yeah.
Interiors in the throne, conversations, hand-to-hand combat with the occasional look at the dragons and the occasional look at a battle sequence. There was no grand epic battle moment. There was no grand epic. It was all very small,
Yeah.
intimate, and massive
But
dialogue.
it's actually going to be crazy because this is the time that the Targaryens were ruling, right?
Right.
The Targaryens had dragons.
Right.
That's literally all of them. They rode dragons. That's what they did. If you've read the book, or they talked about it a little in the thing.
Yes, but is this the era? So there was an era where the dragons were massive, and then they began to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller.
yeah.
So is this the era in the book when the Targaryens and the dragons were at their heyday?
I'm not sure when this one takes place.
Right, yeah.
Because I don't know if we're actually going to see. I'm guessing because obviously the Starks are a very old family.
Right.
That you're going to see whether they're an important character or not. You're going to see a Stark probably, or the Carr Starks, or these other families that it's probably just gonna be primarily Targaryen.
Right.
But the Lannister have the Lannister.
Well, and you'll get some of the smaller houses that came alongside the large houses in the big fights because they've been around a long time too.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see because I think they told us exactly because there was like 3 or 4 prequels in the works for a good while.
Right.
So I can't remember exactly which one this one was. So
Right.
if you guys know, please let me know. But I'm quite excited. It'll be interesting how deep they go into it because Targaryens married each other. That was the. It was evident from the first Game of Thrones book.
Yep.
Is that, and they went over it. They actually didn't go over it very much in the series at all.
They did in the first season when Daenerys is beginning to understand who she is and her brother is king and
Well, in the beginning of the first book, Daenerys actually says she always thought she was going to marry her
brother, right.
and so it was like that comment where
Right.
she always thought, like, I'm
Well,
going to marry my brother.
And they kind of go into that, she's like really comfortable, being
So
naked
I'm
around
wondering-
him and
I'm wondering what's going on
yeah.
here. Why, like,
Well, the other thing that's really clear
are they going to
is
actually do that?
it looks like there's more women vying for the throne here than men.
Well, you could argue that the women were some of the more interesting characters.
They absolutely were.
I mean, there was a ton of interesting characters in
Right.
Game
But
of
for the most part, the egos driven at the forefront were the men.
Yeah.
And this looks like it's
Well,
different.
Cersei, I guess, had quite an ego, right?
Yeah, she did.
And a Major Jones for her brother.
Yep.
Are we sure she's in the Targaryen?
Yeah. Exactly.
my parents, which apparently have tried to watch Game of Thrones, but then they were like, when I saw the sister having sex with the brother, I was like, I'm done. I was like, so the end of the first episode? And they're like,
Exactly. Yeah,
They're
the end of the first
we
episode.
didn't watch it again.
Bummer. I found myself at one point rooting for them and thinking, wait a minute. I'm rooting for this incestual relationship. What is wrong with me? They're made for each other.
It looks very good.
Yeah, I can't. I'm excited. I'm excited.
I hope it's as good as it looks. And did you know? I saw this statistic just in June, at least. Game of Thrones was still the 5th most watched drama show
Currently.
It beat out even like Obi-Wan.
Wow.
Like in terms of viewership of what it got in that time, it was still, even though everybody was like, I hate the last season,
How many
it
times
still has
How many times have you watched through Game of Thrones, the show?
3.
Me too.
Unfortunately, the last season stopped me because
Yeah.
I did those rewatches before. I haven't rewatched it since the last season. I have not.
Neither have I.
Because
Neither have I.
it-
But you watched it, and then I watched it because of you.
Yeah.
And then I watched it with Ashley, Alexis, and Micah. And then I watched it with Indrani.
I still, even though the last season pissed me off, it's still one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
Agreed.
It just, what that last
could
season,
have been.
what that last season did to
Yeah.
the legacy
What
of that
it
show
could have been, correct.
is unheard of.
Yeah.
Because it was actually kind of insane. The amount that people talked about Game of Thrones is, it's not still been matched.
As far as a
But
global
after
phenomenon.
it ended,
Yeah.
you hear nothing.
Yep.
No one's talking about it anymore
They don't want to.
because everybody's
They're
just
upset.
like, "Aw."
They're upset about
Understandably,
it.
it's just crazy that nothing was as big as Game of Thrones.
Now, what's the latest? Because the last I heard was that Kit Harington is attached to
He can't be attached to this.
not this.
Oh, something else.
They're going to do another
I think that'll depend on the success of this.
of this. Yeah, but it's in the works, and he's agreed to play Jon Snow in the next.
Of course,
you
he
bet.
did. Of course, he
You
did.
bet.
He was like, "Oh, you want me? Oh, well, you better fork
Really?
over."
You want to pay me $3 million a day? Okay. No, and he loved it too. You know, I mean,
Oh yeah,
know,
you loved it, but you know he has all the leverage in the world.
of course.
Because you're like, I'm Jon Snow.
Yes,
you need me.
What are you going to do? You're going to tell a continuation of what happened in Game
I
of
don't know
Thrones?
what they're going to do though.
I know.
Doesn't even make sense to me.
Well, I mean, it's still the world exists.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, really good.
Yep,
I'm excited.
really good.
Let us know if you're excited. What you think of the trailer down below.
Josh!